Welcome. That's quiet. Oh, turn that up. Check 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. That's super quiet. Test 1, test 2, test 3. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It might be kind of quiet still. Let's bring these up. Tiny bit. I think that should be okay. All right. So let's do this now. What's happening, guys? It's Marshall, and I'm doing a video a little earlier than usual on a Sunday. So what's happening? I'm Marshall. Today I'm kind of doing this a little earlier. Usually I do these like really late at night, but I've been up all weekend really working on my mobile setup, so I can hopefully do a show on Monday. So we'll see if that happens for the holiday, for Memorial Day. So also, happy Memorial Day to anyone in the United States. That's going to be tomorrow. So anyways, happy Memorial Day. And yeah, so let's take a look at what we got going on here. So what I'm going to do, I've got a list of songs that I have that are pretty close to being ready to play live. Some of them need a little bit more optimization for my mobile setup, because basically these run on Windows, or I should say Microsoft Surface Pro 3 tablets. There's two of those. And these are the full songs. And I'll explain kind of how this works in a different video a little later today with my mobile rig. I'll walk everyone through that whole setup, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, so what we're going to do, we need to go and optimize some of these. Actually, some of them aren't even set up at all to really play live. So what we should do is start with like this one. This one's called Light the World. So let me launch this. And basically I need to go through and just kind of get this set up. So I'll be going through these tracks here today. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. The biggest thing is with the Surface tablets, they're really great, but they kind of suck in terms of performance, obviously, overall, compared to like my beast of a machine here. But this thing is a lot harder to take and cart around. The Surface tablets do good. It's just you have to minimize some of the plugins and do a lot of freezing of tracks, etc. for the production. So anyway, let's see. Oh, this one's going to require Reason. So let me fire this up. Get Reason loaded. There we go. And this is because this is an old song from like 2006 or 2004 or somewhere around there. So I've gone through and reworked this. I could play it live. And this will be coming out an upcoming album as well. So this is part of the finalization process, although this sounds pretty good right now. Basically, currently, the audio is being routed from Reason into these individual tracks in Ableton, and I think I've got everything pretty much set up, but I need to go through and freeze all of these and flatten the audio. One of the things I like to do is to use real-time effects on the audio. And the reason why is because with the live setup I'm going to be utilizing, again, I'll have two Ableton pushes and two Surface Pro 3 tablets, and basically utilizing these as like decks, right? Like an A and B to mix between. But with the push, you have some live performance aspects available that you kind of don't have with conventional DJing. Plus, it's cool because you can kind of do mashups and real-time remixing of your own stuff this way. But let's play the song. Let me make sure this all works. And one thing I need to do is switch this to here. Into here. We'll go to this one. So currently the whole song's across the top here, and I just switched to 7/8 outputs on my 003 rack. So now I need to turn them on. So let's see. All right, so let's start it over. Some weird pops and clicks here. Oh, I think I know why. Hold on. Let's stop the playback for a second. And what I need to do, but you see how like you can hear the reverb kind of tail off. That's part of the reason why doing these with the real effects, processing the audio and then using the real effects on top of the audio gets you kind of those tails. So when you're switching scenes or triggering different tracks in the song in Ableton, you get the nice blend of the audio. So if you just process everything, like if I just flatten all this, it gives it kind of a more mechanical feel if you do any kind of remix type triggers in there. So hold on, let me let's go to my playback device and let me change this to something that I'm not using, like this thing. And then we need to change our bit rate on the hardware setup, the buffer size, 512. And that should get rid of that. So should sound much better now. One of the things I'm looking for is the CPU meter up here. This needs to be as low as possible. To make sure when I go to play these on the Surface tablets, everything works good. Just gonna bring the volume down a little bit just in case I'm clipping.
the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
So that's pretty much the song. So we'll go ahead and kill that. So basically what I have to do now is let me just duplicate this and let's insert a scene above this one. There we go. And I have to start kind of cutting these things. Bring this down to here so I keep these separate. So this top one will be the full song played all the way through. And then what I want to do is I want to start cutting these off into sections so that they can be triggered on the push. And let's see. So if we went, let's just play this for a second. Alright, so this is kind of a matter of preference here, but what I like to do is I'll take this slider over here and we'll do either one or two measures, depending on what makes sense. So I think for this one, probably 2 measures is fine. Obviously, there's nothing on the kicks here, but to make sure I don't lose track, I do this for every single track that's in here. You could take it to 9 and do one, that full measure. So, but I think we'll just, for that intro part, I think it's fine. So we'll just take this one, scooch it over to 17. So then we've got those, and let's go to the drums. So obviously, as I have these grouped, you can see when I expand these, there's tons of shit in some of these groups. So here we've got the crash, snares, and hi-hats. So this takes a little while, but once it's all done, everything's nice and tidy. And this is just basically, we're just making the loops as we see fit here. And then what we'll do is we'll copy this scene that we are making the changes on here. And underneath it, we'll just scooch it over another, couple of bars. And we'll be good to go. And then once we have the whole song laid out like this, then I'll freeze all the audio. Keep the effects on. Oops, 17. And then we'll see how much processing we're utilizing. This shouldn't take that much because it's an older song. It's not going to have as much bells and whistles as some of my newer stuff in terms of advanced stuff. But, oh, yeah, I guess we want this one. 17. Is that what that's doing? Oh, shit balls. I think we're doing this wrong. I think we got to use the little flag here. Let's go back and look at these. So the flags are what Ableton uses to loop, and the top line is the active portion of the MIDI file, I guess. So I was doing this with the wrong bits there. So let me just shorten all these the way they're supposed to be. Maelstrom here. That one's good. And obviously, the larger the chunks you can do on here, the better. Takes less time. But you want to create logical loops for the song. This doesn't even have anything in it. Have to look at that and see what's going on there. So, I mean, if you don't want to drag around the mouse, one way to do this is using the transport window over here. The notes window. So we could say, we could set the end instead of to 242, we could set that to 17. And there we go, it just shrinks it for us. We just hit the loop buttons as well. But, you know, if you prefer to do it that way, that works too. So let's play this first section. So this should be looping for us. The first 2 bars, or 2 measures. So you can see it stopped because none of the other ones are enabled to loop. So let's turn that on everything. Loop. Loop. Shit. Loop. Even the stuff that, you know, maybe we don't want to loop, we can always just kind of go in and turn that off. But to make things easier for when we start copying the scenes and scooting things around, these will be enabled by default. I think I turned these off initially because when I built the song up in Ableton, when you export the MIDI files, they end at the end of whatever the last notes are. So it doesn't actually extend to the full length of the track. And what would happen is you get to the end of a certain section and it would start looping again from the beginning too early. So you'd start hearing sounds that you weren't supposed to hear anymore because they're from the beginning of the song start to play back. So let's see, this should loop now. There, perfect. So now we have that one. Let's just duplicate. And then we go and do our shit. So now we just start moving these down. And I found that you can just drag this top bar, scooch it over, top bar, scooch it over, top bar, scooch it over. And we just repeat. So this is going to be probably boring for a little while. But I have to do this anyway, so I figured I would stream it on YouTube, because what else you gotta do, you know what I mean? Probably cool stuff. But if you don't, you can watch me scoot shit around. This one. notice some of these get all jacked and you gotta move the flags around. And also, it's easy to click on the wrong one. I've done it where, whoops, I clicked on the one above it on accident. You know what? We might need to do this to the Maelstrom as well, because I think that there's some envelope data in here. Yeah. That we're going to want to have move at the right time. So let's go in here and set these. Now, obviously, once we end up pulling out all the audio, I guess we could just delete that one and duplicate. Scooch it over. Ah, see, that shit pisses me off when it does that. But there we go, and that should do the trick for the second loop. Probably, so from here on, you probably want to shorten this instead of going 2 measures, we want to go 1. So, and that's because rhythmically it kind of makes more sense sometimes to do it that way. But let's just move it all over. And we'll see what it sounds like. This would be a personal preference, however you want to do this yourself. And then for all the stuff that's not doing anything, like all this stuff, once we get everything done, we'll go back and delete all the empty cells and just do a little house cleaning at that point. You got to watch that because sometimes these flags will jump around on you, and then they'll start in the wrong part of the track. So just carefully keep an eye on that. All right, so let's play that part. That should loop around. basically just wash, rinse, repeat. Chopping up our song into little bits. And then so making progress. Oh, something died. Not sure what. Just make sure. 65. And the hardest part about doing stuff this way is in between songs, like you'll have like you won't remember necessarily how many bars or measures you're going before you're triggering different things. And so you have to kind of play these several times and understand where you made these loops, basically. Because if you go the wrong amount, you're going to obviously change the way the song sounds. And sometimes that's not what you want. This one's just really giving me a hard time over here. I don't know if this actually is doing anything anyway. This might all be controlled in the combinator patch. It's actually, let's check that. In the envelopes, nope. It's definitely in the Maelstrom, so I think we need to keep scooching that one around. Obviously, once we flatten the audio, we can get rid of that whole track, but let's see what this sounds like. Yeah. Now this one, let's see what this does. This NNXT is going for much longer. So we'll have to see. I think that's my vocal sample. And if we run into an issue there, what we can do is flatten just this. But we'll see how it turns out here. Chopping up a song. Fuck this thing.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places.
Yeah, so we're going to have to flatten out the NXT track. Because otherwise, it's going to try and re-trigger it in the middle and just start it over. So let me find where that is again here. NXT, where are you? I just saw this stupid thing. Master, no. Is this it? No, that's percussion. This one. Okay, so what I want to do is we're going to take this one. Oh, hold on a second. Let's see what processing we have on here. All right, just some EQ and compression, but just so that we maintain. Come on. I fucking hate it when it does this. All right, so just to be safe, we'll duplicate. Yeah, my computer's doing weird shit right now. And then we'll freeze. Oh, good times, a big stretch. So this way we'll have the audio in Ableton from this. We can chop it up however we feel like it. So hopefully I don't crash the stream here, but I wanted to say while we're waiting on this, we should be back. Stupid thing. So yeah, I still have some issues with this other computer that's running the stream, but I did replace this piece of shit, this Tascam 4x4. It has issues with power. For some reason, this thing would just kind of die, and I wouldn't know it because the input monitoring still works. And yeah, I had several streams where this just stopped transmitting audio. So I have replaced this, which is good. So now the next thing I'll need to do is figure out what's going on with this computer over here. If I switch shots after about 30 minutes or so, it like freezes and kills everything. The good thing is because of the YouTube streaming, I can bring it back on. It's not a huge deal, but if I'm trying to capture to the disk, which I like to do, just so that I have a backup, or if I need to do any editing, you know, that works great. But if this thing crashes and it corrupts that file, anyway, that's a whole other issue. Gotta fix that. But for now, so this, what I'll probably do is for the remainder of the stream, I'm just gonna leave it on this. If I want to switch it, I'm gonna have to crash the stream and come back on again. So, anyways, yeah. So now we've got our audio flattened or frozen. So now we'll flatten it, and then we should have our waveform. And then what we'll do is instead of going through all these little bits, oh look at that! It kept it here for us. That's how nice is that? I didn't know it would do that. That's really cool. Wait, hold on a second. It's not as cool as I thought. Because it's given us our section there. Huh. Alright, so it's not as cool as I thought. But what we'll do is we'll take all these and delete them. Delete. Take our main one and duplicate it. And then we'll scooch it all the way down to where we need it. And since it starts here, it's going to be 81. So we'll bring our piece over there, 81. Sure, where are we going to? 81 to 97. And we'll turn that off. And then, because my computer's being stupid, we'll just copy these on over here. And I've shut this one off, which is the one that's triggering through the NNXT in Reason. And let's see if I got my loop right on the vocal part. No, I did not. Scooch that down. There we go.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
Is the looping off? Looping's off. There we go. Now it's on.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. any other people or any other generation.
All right, so now we can get rid of that one. And we'll duplicate this. And real quick, I'm just going to save a backup copy of this. So let's say light the world. Let's put for Ableton, so we can differentiate. That one we already moved. Oh, it's up there. Okay.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Coming together nicely. And actually, let's take. I need all these down here. Periodically save if you can. Ableton's got a nice recovery type feature, but I've had it where I've lost hours of work because I didn't back something up. Just take periodic saves. And I try and create multiple files depending on what I'm doing, so that if I need to, I can always go back to my original. So we'll do one here. Obviously, this one is with the clips cut out for Ableton to play on the push, and then I'll do another one for when everything's flattened. And I usually call it one no MIDI, so it's like an audio only. And this one's done. No more drum and bass Rex loop for the rest of the song. The good thing about this song is it's actually working really well, doing 16 bars. think it'll flow well that way. But if I want to, I can always go back and shorten some. So we're like halfway done. So it's not, I mean, spent probably like an hour so far, but this should go quite a bit quicker. You know what I mean? Oh, my fucking boring. Sometimes I get confused. Wait, yeah, okay, that's the right one. And there is kind of, oops. There's like a weird little break coming up that I need to show you a trick that I use to make sure your timing stays in sync when you have odd little breaks in between. I've seen where when you try and trigger the next scene, your timing's off and it's just a big freaking nightmare. See, that's what's going on. None of these are looped. Surprised I didn't notice that. Way to go, Marshall, halfway through the song. Oops. Loop. So you see, there's a lot of work that goes into this, and yeah, it's a giant pain in the balls. All right, so we moved that one. Did we move that one? Hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. So 45. This one didn't get moved, did it? Ay. See, this is where, like, I think I screwed up somewhere. Let's see. So we have one. Yeah, fuck, these are off. One. This needs to. This is all stuff that you gotta keep an eye out for. So now we got two of those. External, what's that coming from? That's not making any fucking sound. That might be an instrument that's not being used in Reason. Let's just take a look. So it's Maelstrom 2 copy. So let's see if we can find that in here. Do. Maelstrom 2. Maelstrom 1. Maelstrom 2 copy. This is probably part of a combinator. That's my guess. Let's see. Yep. So we don't have to actually worry about this one because it's actually being triggered within the combinator. Maelstrom. That's Maelstrom 1, copy 2. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I don't think we actually need this one. We can probably just delete that one. But just in case, I'm going to leave it for right now. It has an EQ on it, which I assume means that there's some reason why that's in there. So, yeah. And rather than go through and try and break down what exactly it's doing right now, I just want to finish this because this takes for fucking ever. Oh shit, did we finish everything else on this one? So 145 to 161. See, in this one, crap. Hold on, did I screw this one up? The stabby one? So we have 1, 2. Yeah, so 1 to 17. 17, 33, 49, 65. Oh, see, we skipped one. Yeah, fucking skipped that whole thing. So in this one, we need to fix that. So this should go to 81. then go to 97. And then go to 113. Aye. 129. Okay, then that's right. See the shit show. Just make sure I didn't get any phone calls while I'm in here. Okay. So 161. 161. 161. 161. 161. Oh, see, this one's off. Oh, I think that's just because we didn't move this one yet. Probably same for this one. Oh, fuck, this one's way behind. How did I screw that up? I keep screwing these up, man. Yeah. Yeah, move this one. Jesus. Oh, my mouse, come on. Dickhead mouse. All right, this should be good. All right, let's hope we don't mess any more of that up. So let's see, 161. Okay. It's just when you're going through these, there's so many tracks, and you're moving everything, and I must have skipped over that first row on a couple of them. Obviously, is what happened. So we caught it, though. We caught it. The worst thing is like when you get like all done, pretty much, and you go through and you play, and you're like, shit, I missed that. I messed a bunch of stuff up. So try and get it right the first time. Yeah, the flags are doing different stuff now. I hate that one. Can't wait till I don't need that one anymore.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. I do not believe.
Something screwed up.
I do not believe would exchange.
Like this should be doing like this. I don't remember it sounding like that, but that's okay. We'll keep on trucking. Can always change that. See, and in here you can see that's where our little break is. It's like a 1 or 2 bar break that we're going to have to account for, actually probably in this one. So let me go back over here. And yeah, let's just scooch these to 194. the stupid bass too. Hold on a second. Okay, nothing. Actually, that's fine. And on this last one, we probably don't need to even loop that. Did I not move that one? Jeepers. Jeepers. All right, so now this will have a little bit of a break.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Right there. And then we'll kick it off again here in the next one. So because this kind of starts at a weird spot in here, what we're going to have to do, or what I'm going to do, is we're going to take our selector and start at 194. We're going to squeeze this back down to where it needs to be, which is there. So 210, right? And then we'll go to the beginning here and we'll mark this as the start of this clip. Set 1 to 1 here. And what this does is this just kind of realigns the grid for your MIDI so that when you go through and retrigger this thing, it's not off of time. It's a little bit of a pain, but then from here on through the rest of the track, everything's going to line up there. See what I mean? So, yeah, so that works nice. Go to maybe, stupid mouse keeps dying in the middle of moving shit. The computer's doing kind of weird things right now. 1. Maybe it's probably easier if we scooch that first and then do it like that. There we go. Just text my girlfriend real quick. Okay. Getting there. Okay, so that's the end of the vocals, right? All right, good. So it's another one we don't have to worry about. No. See, this part's the biggest pain in the ass in the whole song. After this, though, it should be fine. Ay, caramba. Looks like that's the end of that one. All right, let's just see if that works.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Yep, something's off. That's the snares. So to fix this quickly, let's just delete that one. Let's take this one, duplicate, and then let's go back in here. Yeah. So we need to start at 194. So we get to 193 there. Zoom in 194. Bam. That should be better. Alright, I think we're good. So that should be smooth sailing from here, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And then I'll stop the live stream. And then when I pick back up on my mobile rig a little bit later here this evening, I'll do another live stream. And I'm going to do it from my cell phone, but I have a fancy way of getting audio into that thing, which I'm going to do a separate video on to help those poor souls who spend thousands of dollars on synthesizers but choose to record with their iPhone using the built-in iPhone, or Android or whatever phone you have, using that phone's built-in piece of shit speaker and microphone. Like, come on. Yeah, I'll go into how that just bugs the living daylights out of me. Because we are audio engineers, essentially, when you get to a certain level here. If you're going to spend that kind of money and do a demo of a synth on YouTube, I expect those individuals that do that to invest in a little bit of gear. I mean, I picked up a little adapter for my phone that cost $30. Is it the greatest thing ever? No. But it'll do the job, and it's a million times better than just using your shitty phone. You know what I mean? Well, maybe you don't know what I mean, but I know what I mean. And it's, do your synth justice. You love your synth, right? Oh, come on. Let me save this real quick. This weird stuff's going on with my computer right now. What the F? Like, this shit's pissing me off. Well, I could just try and do it this way. But this is all off, though. Why can't I fucking right click and set that as 1? Something weird's going on. Anyway, let's see. So this does control. Oh, we'll have to find another clip, I think. Maybe this one. That's the last bit of those hi-hats there. This is the one that won't let me freaking set it. See, so now this stupid. I might have to come back to that, do a reboot on the computer. I don't know why that's not. Let me set the MIDI, but that's the kind of shit that you run into if you can't re-zero the grid after you have a little break. That's kind of not. It's kind of in a weird spot. So anyway, see if I can just hammer this out real quick. This gives me a freaking headache. And then the mouse. Jesus, see what I mean? Fuck. And this one's over, so we can take that one out. You see a lot of these sounds are coming up at the end of the MIDI file. Which is good because it means the next row we will not need to do anything. Actually, this one's over. So we can kill those two. And I think this one's over. Yep.
The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
crashes are going to be off a little bit. So we should just reduplicate that. That's got to be... Yeah, that should be triggering that. I know why. Yeah, because this is starting all the way the fuck over here. There we go. Now these will all line up again once we scooch them. Actually, hold on. Did I change this to 1-1? See, now I'm losing track of... There we go. Feeling fine. 49. 49. I think I did all these. So, yeah. That should be good. Almost done. A couple things I gotta fix, but all in all, it's just about done. That's this fucking computer is being stupid. I didn't even fucking do anything. Yes, launcher. Right, that one's done. I think. That one's done. I think. This one's almost done. done. And there we go. Everything else should be all done. Okay. And that last one, we don't want it to loop in case we're doing a show and we hit that and we forget to stop our song on this system. Will not loop that. There we go. And that's a song. So I still need to fix a couple things, but let's just make sure I have everything. See, and the thing that's weird is I'm moving. There it goes. I was moving the push around and it wasn't moving. So anyway, let's shrink all these groups. This one I'm going to have to do some tweaking on. I know that's screwed up, but see how it sounds when we trigger it live. The push. Oh, and you know what we can do is kind of start taking out shit that we don't need. So like this we know has nothing. This we know has nothing. That one has nothing. That one has nothing. So we do have stuff there. There.
would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
That ending part's all dragged. And the good thing about this now is this particular section here would be a good spot to just kind of loop while you do your blend of your next track, etc. Perfect. If it's too short, that's you could just loop it, keep it going. So it's really helpful. You're going to mix between songs. This can just loop forever like this. And that's what I'm going to do with it in the background here. So, thanks for watching. I'll be back on here in a couple hours. I'm going to try and wrap this one up. I need to go through and do some tweaking on a few other songs. And actually, let me just save this one. And basically, all I need to do is go through my full list of tracks that I have for my live set. And I need to optimize them to run on the Surface Pro tablets. So that means, see, this is just acting stupid right now, this computer. Anyway, these are all the songs right now. I might be able to add one or two more, even. Just depends. So like Creative Insanity, I'd have to go in here. This one's already been kind of optimized, I think, a little bit. Most of these are, but like, so Light the World is a pretty new one, so it wasn't done yet. Pledge is done. Refusal's all fucked up for some reason, but that's because I think that the audio files are in different spots, since that was an old Pro Tools song that I ported over. Robopocalypse done. Some Kind of Awesome, I think, is done. I'll have to listen to that one again. Sons of Neptune, that's one that I think I need to do kind of like what I did right now. But Sons of Neptune might not quite be ready for that. Not to my TB's ready. So yeah, so I have like 1, 2, 3. Late Night Explosions, definitely not ready yet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tracks. I mean that'll get me like an hour and a half worth of playtime, depending. I think somewhere around there, probably about an hour at least. Hour and a half. I don't know. We'll see. If I can get that set together and these all mix good, I'll double check the melodic compatibility with these that are ready. and figure out how to compose a set using mixed in key. And we'll go from there. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I know it's a long episode, and like I said, I'll be back on. I'm going to go through and show you guys my mobile rig, and that'll be a good time. So the other thing I need to do in this one, I need to go through and find the spots where there's nothing and just delete the clips, because that's good to kind of give an indication on the push, where stuff is, where stuff isn't. And if you got something triggering and you want to do kind of a custom, remix, then it's easy to the stop sections that are breaks in between certain sounds you can get to easily, etc. So it's a lot of fun. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments or message me. Please check out my website. It's Marshall Arnold. It's MarshallArnold.com. It's Marshall with one L because I'm not the sheriff. And I will see you guys next time. So let's just play this out here. I don't want to switch the shot because it'll crash. Just leave this up for a couple seconds.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light